Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 7 of season 4 of The Expanse. So the last episode, that ended a little terrifying with everybody gathering in the structure and the tsunami hitting. I always say Mother Nature is very destructive. This isn't Mother Nature. It's a reaction from a reactor blowing. Very interesting. And I don't know if the structure is trying to free itself, and that's what the explosion was, and that was the reactor firing. I'm sure all will be revealed eventually. But of course, I sit here and I try to figure it out. I don't know why the moon is melting. Like, I'm not quite sure what exactly is happening. I do know that the people that are gathered inside the structure are definitely in danger with having mercury in there because he's even told Wei that, like, there's too many mouths to feed, and who knows how long they're going to be trapped in here. You know how I feel about him. So, moving on. The fact that they're all in there with Amos, though, I have no doubt in my mind that they are safe. Definitely safe with Amos. It's just whether or not Wei is going to be an issue. Now, Holden scared me last time. I thought he was going to get caught outside in the wave. Thankfully, that is not the case. He made it in very last second. But that's our boy saving people at the last minute, or like nick of the last second that he possibly can. That's our Holden. He never gives up. I love that about him. There's like a few moments where, like, even like when he was like LV and she was gathering medical equipment, and it seemed like it was really important because I think she knows what's going on with whatever's happening with some of the eyes. We saw it with a guard and her and a kid. I'm sure it's not the last that we've seen, but it seemed to like cause blindness. And I'm not quite sure what it is, or if it's permanent, or if she's going to be able to find a way to fight it. I certainly hope so. I'm sure it has something to do with kind of disturbing the ecosystem on the planet. That's what they warned you about. Like I said, you can't go to Ecuador without your inoculations, and this is the same damn planet. There are amoeba that will hurt you. So I think they got an eye funk, and whatever that is, it needs to clear up, like, soon. He also had the moment where he found the child that was rubbing his eye, and I think both of the parents of that kiddo is dead. It was really nice to see Holden have that moment. I don't think I've seen him interact with children on the show, and he was very tender and sweet. I know he's got the little patch, but I do distinctly remember them saying that they froze some of his stuff, so if he ever wanted to have kids, he could. Just saying. I remember these things. There was also a moment with him and Naomi and Alex, and he's kind of talking to them, and he kind of like reassures them that, like, he's going to make it and that he loves them. And I thought that was really wonderful, but I don't like when they say those types of goodbyes to each other. Another moment where there was a goodbye that was said, but not necessarily a goodbye, but like trying to capture a moment, was Wei giving Amos a kiss and Amos being very confused as to what that meant. I love him, but he's clueless, and he's just not built that way. It's fine. It's entertaining. Now, I still am wondering if the Rocinante leaving the surface of the planet is what kind of triggered the reactor to blow, because we know that the protomolecule likes reactors. It likes the energy from the reactors. So I'm trying to link those two somehow, and I think that they have something in common. I want to link them together. Still trying to figure that out, because I feel like if the protomolecule has been on the Rocinante for this long, why hasn't it taken over the reactor? So is it still there? Because they got a new paint job and everything, and I feel like somebody would have seen it. I don't know. Or maybe the guy that saw it is stuck in the Rocinante because the protomolecule. I don't know. But it happened to the other ships, so it can't just be happening to the Rossi. But again, I thought the protomolecule leaving the surface of the planet is what triggered it to blow, and what triggered everything in the first place. It wasn't just Miller. And it wasn't just Holden. It had to be the protomolecule. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Also, speaking of Holden's thing, like, when was the last time he like gave himself a little... I don't know how often he has to do that. Like, what if all of a sudden he started getting cancer while he's inside this structure? That'd be horrible. Eye goo, protomolecule, environments trying to eat you alive, planets trying to blow up. Ships are probably going to crash into the planet if they do not get their reactors working. And then, Holden's cancer. Why not? I don't even know what made me think of that. I was like, how could we like put like another piece of shit on top of this shit sandwich? And also up on the Rocinante is Lucia, which her daughter is on the Barb, which is probably going to plummet to the planet first because of how low in the atmosphere it is. And I'm sure she's going to want to save her daughter. And I don't know how they do that because we saw a ship leave the Edward Israel and it like burned up in space. So like, would that happen if somebody floated over to another ship? Would they be able to do that? Or are they going to be able to make the reactors, fire up in time? Because we know that there's no ships, they're at least 2 weeks to 2 months. I think actually Mercury said like it might take them a month to get there. So, like no one can really come in and swoop in and save the day unless they have the Razorback. But I think that ship's gone. And I don't think that it works that way anyway. I don't think it's any faster. Now, back at the ring gate in the nucleus, people make fun of how I say that. Nucleus? 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 I don't know. I feel like I'm saying it right. Anyway, Medina Station and the Tripoli kind of had a little meeting. And Ashford pretty much knew that it didn't go over well that Marco is still alive. Now, we know definitely it saved the OPA having an infight in a civil war, and Drummer did the right thing. But at the same time, we also see what Marco has done, and boy, gotta go. He gotta go. I mean, even if he's imprisoned somewhere, like he can't be left to influence. The more he's able to, speak and speak to the cause and get people to follow him, the worse off this whole situation is going to be. And Drummer already doesn't like him. We know Naomi, her bestie, and she gonna. I feel like she's gonna do something, and she needs to. She needs to. I don't know what they're gonna do and who they're gonna talk to and how that's gonna work, but I definitely think they need to do something about Marco sooner rather than later. And Ashford's scene with his daughter and everything, it was so lovely of a thing to get for him just because, there's not a lot of emotional stakes for Ashford. There's like a story that he's told and he sang the song. And then when they show him holding his baby daughter and singing the song, it made it so much more real and that he's still super affected by it to this day. And, I don't know how somebody ever gets over the death of their child. So I liked seeing that part of him. I like that depth that we're learning about Ashford. We need to learn that about Drummer. I'd like to know what makes Drummer tick. Now, speaking of Marco, that kind of leads us to Mars and the stolen parts from ships and Bobby helping Isai and Lily, get the parts for money. And she's making money. And it was high stakes this last one. I mean, she could have died helping them, but like that's Bobby. Like when you give her a mission, she gets it done. I'm proud of her in that sense, but I hate that she's had to go in this direction. I don't know where that's going to lead her other than, because she was like talking to the guy that they were working with and she's like, oh, you served. So he used to be a Marine. I don't know what that's going to lead into, but it was really nice to see her have a relationship with Thomas. It's nice to see that Bobby's needs are being met. Thomas seems like a nice guy. That's great. But the fact that he kind of asked her like, hey, can I get in on it? And he doesn't really know what it is. She says it's consulting or like freelance work and he doesn't know. I don't know if introducing your boyfriend to this world is a great idea or not. I think Bobby's really good at keeping her mouth shut when it needs to be kept shut. I don't know if Thomas is the same way. And then even closer to home, we have Christian who, she had to destroy the Sojourner, which they were told, was scrapped by the Belters, and that was not the case. And so there's not a lot of trust between the Belters and the UN right now. And that's why the Tripoli is staying over by Medina Station. I think Christian had a choice to make, and it's a hard choice to make, but I think she made the right one. I don't know if that distress call was real, but definitely if Marco said that the Sojourner was scrapped, and here it shows up heading towards Luna, I'm 99% sure it wasn't a real distress call. And especially because the tight beam communication that came off of it, like she did the right thing. Like I said, 99% sure, but like, because we know all the information we do, the rest of the planet does not. And, it might win favor with Nancy Gao. Which, like I said, like, there's things that Nancy says that I agree with, but like, you have to meet somewhere in the middle because she's not 100% right. Just because I agree with what she said doesn't mean that I think that that's the way to go. I think that there's wiggle room, and there's definitely room for a compromise. And like I said before, Christian is not the compromising kind. Okay, I'm ready to see like what happens to the structure, because I thought that there was a shimmery thing that happened to it when water touched it. I don't know if it's like we have to go into like amphibious mode, and like it has a force shield, something that keeps water away from it. I don't know. It's alien tech. What the hell do I know about it? But it did seem like something was happening when the water hit it. And I don't know if I imagined it or if it was just a reflection of the splashing or what. But I was like, something happened. I don't know if anything happened. I have no idea. So instead of speculating, let's get into it. Okay, that's the moon. It's like glowing. What the hell's going on with that? They said it was melting. Whoa. Oh, they have stuff happening with their eyes, don't they? Yeah. She was so smart bringing that equipment. Whoa.
Stop.
How did he think that was gonna
There's
go?
enough for all of us.
Hopefully there's enough for all of us.
Nowhere at all for us to go?
Not unless you manage to bag a boat.
So how long until we get back to the surface?
Not for a couple of days at least.
Sounds like we're gonna be down here for a while then.
I like that light setup.
Fusion doesn't work here anymore.
Fucking Miller.
Based on the ship's current altitude, speed, and power reserves, they have...
Maybe a few more days before they fall out of orbit.
Jesus.
I need to come up with something fast.
Yeah.
Hold it.
You don't have to put it right in his face.
What can we do to help you? So we're all just still at the mercy of you and your invisible friend.
I don't blame her for being mad. It sounds ridiculous. Can you talk to Miller now? What was that?
It's more like an allergic reaction of some kind.
How did she clear hers up? That might have been a lie.
We're outnumbered, and our tactical advantages are diminished down here. There's a fight coming, but let them bring it to us.
If everyone keeps their heads, we'll all make it out of here. You know what to do. Go do it.
Bold of him to say.
All right. Our best guess is that this perimeter of moons is the boundary for this fusion shutdown. We just won't know until we're outside of them. If we got it, we're gonna offload your daughter and everyone else onto the Rossi. Nobody on Barbara's gonna go down with that ship.
If we lose the lithium ore that we mine, we may as well be dead. We'll have nothing left. No way to rebuild the colony.
That ship means a lot.
The OPA leadership failed me. And I, in turn, failed the people of this planet by not putting a high enough priority on bringing these terrorists to justice. Jesus Christ. I sound incompetent. I wouldn't fucking vote for me.
You did the right thing addressing this head on, ma'am.
With someone's head on a spike is how I should have addressed it.
Valid.
So instead you had me sit there with my tits hanging out, blabbering for 15 minutes, saying, trust me, I am not always a fuck up. Do you know who else is honest and open? The person who says nothing when nobody asks a fucking question!
We just got the new poll numbers.
Oh, God.
Do share.
Gao is within 3 points.
It could have been a lot worse.
Get the fuck out. Both of you.
She didn't have any F-bombs last episode. She's making up for it now.
Unless you need something stiffer.
How about cyanide?
We only have hemlock.
How poetic. Why did I let you talk me into hiring those two idiots?
They're not idiots.
Because they're the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You got out in front of it, and you told the truth.
Yeah.
It would have been better not to say anything.
I don't think so. No.
So when there's another heiress and our planet is burning, at least we did the right thing.
I don't like to see you like this.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a part of this campaign.
You're right. I did. Now we know I'm not infallible.
The UNN Raskolnikov is the closest battleship in the freighter's AO. On your order, the Raskolnikov can destroy the freighter with a missile strike in a matter of minutes. Marco and everyone else on board will be eliminated.
Oof.
There better be another option.
Yeah.
A tactical marine strike. The Raskolnikov will fire a precision railgun shot in order to take out the ship's drive. Then a marine insertion team and a breaching pod will board and take the ship. Collateral damage will be low, but our own risk of casualties still exists.
Still a better option.
But is there a chance we would be able to capture Marco alive?
Yes, ma'am, but a very low one.
General, move your team into position and notify me when they're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make my decision then.
That's a leader right there. I wish that were on camera and everybody could have seen it, but then everybody would know too much. Her unraveling is not my favorite thing to see.
But it would help if your people shared some of your supplies with the settlers.
We don't know how long we're going to survive down here, so I need to put the interests of my people first.
It's a fair thing to
It's
say.
gonna be a lot shorter for all of us if people begin to starve.
I don't know. I'm just trying to work out exactly what we're dealing with here so that we can possibly help you fix the situation. Nobody wins if we all die.
It's not up to me.
I have bad news.
Seems to be contagious.
Oh.
It's not the only thing.
Yeah.
I still need to check you. Sit down.
You told me it was an allergy.
That's what I've been telling everyone. I don't want to start a panic.
Oh, he has it too.
So they're eating away at our eyes.
Yes, they probably will end up eating away at our eyes.
So what can you do?
Right now, nothing. Let me try again.
Cancer patch.
Doctor, I think it goes without saying that curing this is our main priority now. All of our safety depends on it.
I'll do everything I can.
Oof. He's quite different in this episode, isn't he?
Okay.
Oh God, Amos though. Amos doesn't have a cancer patch. Oh no, not my Amos.
Why are you sitting all by yourself?
Me dad went looking for me mum. They never came back.
Your parents made sure you made it, though. That was their job, to protect you, to make sure that you're safe.
But they're not here anymore.
Hey, you see that pretty lady over there? No, right there.
Is he already blind?
Everything's green.
Don't worry. I'll see for the both of us.
That was quite a moment right there. So out of character, I love it.
Fucking thief! You not do nothing! You tried to steal our water! I'm going to get my own water! Stand down! What? He was trying to steal... Stand the fuck down!
Hey. Come on.
Well, that's weird. The possibility of him losing his eyes change him a little bit. I don't know if that's what's happening.
I At some point, you know, we're gonna have to kill some of these people.
And things like this, that's what always happens.
Not like Amos going through this.
Careful. You're gonna need every last one of those power modules.
Look at her coming in handy.
For what it's worth, my mother hates herself for what she did. I don't believe she ever wanted to hurt anyone.
She was just trying to protect your family and your home.
Yep.
Ilus is her dream, not mine.
Also fair and valid.
None of that really matters anymore.
Well, sure it does. Just not right that second.
You seem to be immune.
Well, not everybody got the plague.
Not everybody talks to an alien.
Going blind doesn't sound as bad anymore.
You make it sound like a burden.
Now, if you knew the guy talking to me, you'd feel the same way.
Aww.
I don't think I would. You, on the other hand, are the only person in human history with a direct line of communication to an advanced alien species, and you're annoyed?
I mean, she has a point, but she doesn't know the experience.
You don't have the choice.
Yeah. This whole season is about choices.
How the Belters holding up?
They're not all gonna make it.
It's not the optimism I was hoping for.
It's the honesty you come to Amos for.
Got maybe a day before everyone goes blind.
Oh.
Are you fucking serious?
Well, even Amos just got scared.
I can't do this without you.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
I don't like seeing Amos scared.
I thought surprise visits were against the rules.
Fuck their rules. I'm in charge, and I wanted to see my husband. I'm sorry. I was overstressed and not myself this morning.
Well,
everything was about to end, and there was nothing I could do about it. That's how I'm feeling right now.
because you're scared for the planet? Or because you're not in control of the outcome?
Probably both.
Both of those
Yeah.
things.
This election isn't about you being right anymore. It's just about you needing to win. Would losing be so bad? How far are you willing to go to find out?
As far as I have to.
I believe her. What a great, honest moment between those two. She's so honest with him. I love it. Raw, very raw. Great relationship. Except her yelling at him.
They remind me of Ganymede.
The guy who put him in's from there. He actually went back there to help, rebuild.
Ganymede was so beautiful. When Felsia was little, she'd make me take her to look at the mirrors above the domes. I thought she liked them because they were big and shiny. But she wanted to figure out how they worked. I don't remember ever seeing her happier than those moments staring up into the sky.
When my son was 5, a little guy, he wanted sand for his birthday.
Sand?
Sand. From a real beach, from Earth.
That's great.
I still remember the look on his face when he opened that box. I wonder if he still has that.
I'm glad to see it still bothers Alex.
You still have a chance to make it right. Make new memories with your kid instead of sitting around like me, hanging on to one moment that I got right. And they're fixing Ganymede and those busted mirrors right now. There's hope for you.
The mirrors. That's the answer.
It is? Oh my god, why?
I think I know how to save the Bob. One time, Felsia and I saw a tug drone go out and manually raise a mirror when the thrusters failed.
Right, okay, I see what you're getting at. There's no way we'd increase the speed of a ship like the Barb enough.
But we could use the Rossi itself, right?
We'd be putting both ships at risk.
But could
Yeah.
it work?
For this not to be suicide, we gotta have some distance between us.
How much distance?
Kilometer to be safe.
Okay. What if we take the nets apart and weave together a single cable that long? Could that work? Please. I need to make this right.
Your mama's got an idea on how to save the barb.
Wait, she does?
Typical child about their mom.
And we can't connect it to their nose. Our center of mass has changed because of all the lithium we're carrying. We'll need to build a gantry to provide a height to counterbalance everything.
Look how smart she is.
But obviously things have changed. We need to maintain peace with the Belters. So we know Dr. Okoye can treat us, and that means we're gonna need to share our food and water.
That's why you stopped the fight.
This disaster is the best thing that could have happened to us. He did in one day what was gonna take us years.
You heard what Holden said. He's gonna defend the Belters' claim.
Which is why I'm not putting my fate in the hands of a court. We have to silence Holden now.
Oh, Jesus.
You seen Liam?
He's on water purification duty until further notice.
Penance for overreaction.
Yeah, where is Liam? Because it's probably not what he's
I've been
doing.
thinking about the Anteros. I still have nightmares about that ship. All those floating Belter faces. The RCE tripled their profits that quarter, and I got an extra $6,000. I've been spilling blood my entire career and making others rich off it.
How's it make you feel?
My contract will give me 1% of the claim value after all the Belters have gone. Now, that meant millions in lithium money. But if we can control the technology that Holden activated, this planet is worth hundreds of billions more.
You've never had to pay for my loyalty.
Well, I thought so too. But your off-duty activities have given me reason to question you.
Amos is not a problem.
Oh, see, look, every time I think somebody's turned a page, I learn a little bit more and just realize what a piece of shit they are. Is he dead?
Liam!
That water is running a lot quicker, is it not?
Wait, Liam? Liam! Liam!
Oh no.
Everybody stay the fuck back! Stay the fuck back!
Oh god.
Yeah! You killed my friend, you fucking piece of shit, skinny! How does that feel? How the fuck does that feel?
Oh god, stop!
Put your fucking gun down or I'll shoot you myself!
Oh god, I thought he was dead.
What the fuck?
Alien leeches, oh my god! Oh. Oh. Oh! Couldn't happen to a better guy.
What the fuck?
Oh, that was instantaneous.
No, don't touch it! What the fuck is happening?
A lot of bad shit.
Where are they coming from?
Oh. Oh. I don't like anything slimy, let alone something that can kill me. Oh, shit.
Everywhere.
And your Marines?
UNMC-1 is floating dark in the Pazuzu's flight path. Both strike options are ready.
Oh, I feel like this is going to be something we don't want to have happen. Option 2.
Send in your Marines, General.
Yes, ma'am.
Please be right. Please be right. I really doubt Marco is on this ship. This is freaking cool. Was anybody on it? He's probably not even on that ship. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God.
This is UNMC-1. The Pazuzu. It's gone.
It's gone? No, don't end. Don't end. God damn it! Get me all worked up! Every damn episode! Okay, like, I didn't want Christian to make the wrong move, but I kind of already felt that it was a trick, just like the Sojourner. I'm glad she didn't opt to just blow it up and then just assume that Marco is dead. I'm glad that that they went to the ship, but now that I'm sure it exploded on its own. Rigged. Marco did it. I'm sure he sacrificed that ship. There's so much shit hitting the fan. Now we got killer slugs. We're going blind. I still think it's Holden's cancer thing that's like helping him not get affected by the eye thing. But I definitely think a slug would still affect him very much so. That was horrible. And I mean, obviously that's probably what killed that guy. And the RCE guy like freaked out and ended up, harming the Belter guy and putting him in the position to get the slugs on his face. And I didn't think necessarily that Mercury all of a sudden became a good guy, but I thought like maybe because the situation was dire and that like he might like go blind and people could possibly kill him and take advantage of him. And I think that like maybe he's like, okay, this definitely is something that we need to figure out because I need to make it and I need to be around. I always think his stuff is for selfish reasons. I didn't think that it was for millions of dollars, considering what he did for 6,000. I'm glad that it gave him nightmares. I'm glad that he couldn't erase the memory of it. I'm glad to know that he's affected by that stuff. But he doesn't really seem, because he even just says, screw the courts. I mean, we've seen that from the beginning. He takes justice into his own hands. What a Mercury thing to do. And then, him questioning Way, I think he has a reason to. I think she has pretty much supported him every step of the way, but he's also seen her, be supportive of Amos, which Amos holding that child's hand when he was missing his parents. I just adore him. I just adore him. He's so different than any other character I've ever seen on television. And I love that. I love when I've never seen another Christian. I've never seen another Amos. And that's why I think that they're my two favorite characters of the show, is because they are so fiercely different than any other character on television. And where like he's not super dynamic, like we saw him be concerned about a child and we saw fear from him. And you normally don't see fear, you see him move into action. And I think the idea of it being something that he can't control, especially going blind, that's very scary for him. And I'm sure that there have been scenarios in which, I don't know, I could picture him being locked in a closet for, days or something, being abused by whatever men were coming in and out of wherever he lived when he was a child. I definitely, I could see there being a little bit of a PTSD moment. I don't even know if that's true. I'm completely making it up, but at the same time, it could also very much be real. The fact that they are pretty much in an ocean and they're just waiting for the water to recede. even if the water recedes, if the slugs are everywhere, I don't know how they climb out. I don't know what they do. Oh my God. Because I was like, oh, well, it's like they could purify the water that's coming in from the ocean. I don't know how water purification works whatsoever, but I'm like, oh great, I'm not touching that water. Slug water? Oh God. I guess if you're thirsty enough, you'll do anything, but mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That is such a dire situation to be in where you might run out of food, water, and eyesight. Horrible way to die. Horrible way to die. Now, I was kind of confused when Lucia was talking about the mirrors, and I was just like, that's odd. But then I realized that I think it's something to attach to pull the barb back into orbit. And after they kind of explained it a little bit, I was like, okay, I think that's why. I thought she was gonna like reflect some energy off the moon that's melting and aim it at the planet. And like, I really didn't know what she was talking about when she was talking about the mirrors. I'm glad that they came up with a plan. Will it work? TBD. Every time a plan is, it starts coming together. If it's in episode 7, 8, probably not. If it's in episode 9 or 10, a lot closer to it happening. Very interesting, but I really liked that the daughter was being included in that, and that it was the memory of the daughter that kind of ignited it for Lucia. But then also like the Velcia really seems to, she was impressive when she was talking about stuff about like, oh, we can't attach it to the nose because of this, that, and because of like where we are in orbit, because of the lithium, da da da. And I was like, that's a smart little cookie. She needs to go to university. She really does. She needs to be able to chase her dreams. I really like that moment. I don't know if that is anything forgiven. I'm glad Naomi said something to her, but I still think it's a really hard thing to reconcile. And now Jacob might be going blind. And I don't know if Lucia was there, if she would be able to help them with the issue of the blindness or not. And I'm glad Elvie is with them and is figuring it out. But I really do think that Holden's little cancer patch is what's keeping him from being affected. I don't know. You don't get infected with cancer. I don't know. Do you? I don't know how cancer works either. It's definitely not good either way. Cancer's not a virus. It's not an allergic reaction either. Don't come to me if you want medical advice. Dental advice, I got you, but definitely not medical advice. Now, with Christian, when she was giving the speech at the beginning, I was like, well, that's nice, like reassuring. It's not very Christian-like, and you could see her just seething, listening to herself. She just was not happy with having to say the words that she had to say. I think that's part of being a politician, is that when people write a speech for you, it's your job to sell it. I don't know if she sold it. And I could get her yelling at the campaign people, but Arjun, he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. I was actually kind of mad. I was just like, no, we don't talk to our loved ones that way. But when she came back and apologized, that was very big of her. I think if there's going to be anybody where she will hold her head in shame and apologize, it will definitely be Arjun. 100%. And I really like him. And I know a lot of people weren't really happy with the change in the actor, because I really liked the original one as well, but I think he's doing a great job. I really like him. He seems to like really be able to portray a love, and they still have a great relationship and a great chemistry together. I really do like that. And now also with Christian, when she's in like the ready room, like when she's like really like putting a plan together, she does so much better in those situations than she does with public speaking. She can deliver a line for sure, but like she's just really good under pressure, asking the right questions, asking the right people the right questions. And I don't think the intel was correct that she or the other woman had gotten. I mean, obviously Marco wasn't on that ship. I don't know how he would have gotten off other than like a shuttle that was black and wasn't firing thrusters, so they weren't able to trace it. I don't know how you leave a ship when it's mid-orbit in space undetected. I don't know how that works. Again, don't ask me space questions either. No medical questions, no space questions. Got you covered when it comes to teeth. So now the question is, will the Rocinante tugging the Barbapicola, will that work? They really seem to stress that the rope that they were making out of the net needed to be at least a kilometer long. I'm a dumb American and I don't know what that translates to. I was like, a mile? I don't know how many kilometers are in a mile. Wait, yes, I do. Okay. If you're running a 5K, it's like 3.41 miles. So 1K would be, I don't know. So medical questions, space questions, or math? You're screwed. Dental. Or pop culture questions. I got you on those. The People magazine crossword puzzle, I kill it. It makes you feel so smart until you try to do like the one in the New Yorker or whatever it is, New York Post, and you get like one answer and you're like, geez, I'm really dumb. That's me. I get excited when I get the $100 question right on Jeopardy, and I'm like, look how smart I am. Never ever nail that daily double. Not once. Okay, guys, if you want the full length reaction for this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as up to 2 episodes early, as well as episodes for other shows that I am watching, like Wednesday, Vox Machina, House of the Dragon, as well as full length reactions for those and older full length reactions. But other than that, like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. This one, would you rather go blind or get the slug? I mean, the slug seems like instantaneous death. That might be actually better in this situation. I don't know. I think going blind is terrifying. And I don't want Amos to go blind. I mean, it's fine if he does, but I feel like there's a trauma there that it's not going to work out well for him. And I hope Elvie's figuring this out. I hope she creates an antidote off of Holden's blood, and he's the key to fixing everything. So screw you, Murtry. I was going to flip off the camera, but that's for forever. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.